Our local image friend Matthew Griswold is always making something good happen. We first met Matthew back in 2009 when he was one of the Minnesota singer-songwriters featured on the album Home for the Holidays, A Minnesota Christmas, and then again when he launched his own album, Screaming from the Witch's Tower, inspired by his tours of duty in Iraq. His music has inspired many here locally, and now it's caught the attention of TV and film producers in Hollywood. I spoke with him during one of his final Minnesota performances before following his dream to California.
So when you feel like you're fading away, when you feel like you're fading away, just remove your disguise and look in its eyes, and you won't recognize your own pain.
This is the Minnesota Singer-Songwriter Showcase at Plums, and just about everybody that comes is semi-pro to pro.
Yeah.
And we'll come out, we'll try new stuff.
Well, this is kind of bittersweet for your fans like myself, the sense that you're leaving Minnesota, but it's for a really great reason.
Right.
Tell people what you're going to be doing.
Well, I'm going to be making music for some people out in Los Angeles. The company's called APM Music. They're part of Universal Music Publishing, and it's kind of a continuation of what's already been happening. I've had a number of songs licensed over for film and TV. I think about a dozen or so, and even sports highlights and YouTube videos and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And it's a kind of company that is now sort of becoming a record company. The record industry's changing.
Yeah, right.
And so some new opportunities to make some music directly for them have come. And so decided to move out and take advantage of those opportunities and avoid a winter. After last winter, I was ready to.
It was a tough one. But some
on.
of your music from this recent album, right, came from this past winter.
Yeah, it did.
You just launched an album in early August.
Yeah, just like a few weeks ago, actually. Solitary Sessions, rightfully called after some days of solitary confinement in my own apartment.
Yeah.
And the conditions of the winter and a recent breakup and had a lot going on. I ended up writing songs and I recorded them at the same time. And after listening to them and sharing them with friends, I thought, it kind of sounds pretty good. And I did it all on my iPhone.
I know, that's pretty unique.
And they sound studio quality, and so. And they're very raw, they're very authentic, and they're all acoustic, so it's a little different than maybe some of the other stuff I've done.
I mean, you're not a pop artist. Let's put that out there. Your songs are very thoughtful and provoking and emotional. And I mean, how would you describe your songs?
I like to think that they're they capture an idea that a particular side may not see, and then I try to pull it and create it and maybe get that side to see it or something. It's a very communicative process. I try to communicate ideas and thoughts and feelings to a crowd that may not have seen them otherwise, or maybe they would have and maybe they'll see it in a different way.
Yeah.
It's a song about love. It's a song about life. Oh, Bar Queen, let me take you away tonight.
And music, for those of us who know you, has been very therapeutic for you, and you've also helped others with that music in terms of therapy, because you're an Iraqi war veteran and you did suffer some post-traumatic stress. And so you found when you came back that music, or even there in Iraq, music helped you. How's that going? Because I know you went on, last time we chatted, you were doing some music therapy kinds of things.
I just got back from the music therapy convention where I spoke about that.
How did that progress since we last saw you?
Well, it certainly personally is always progressing, and I still go out to the Minneapolis VA. While I'm still home. Yes. I think I have my last time out there next week, and still hanging out with veterans and talking about what music has done for me and what even if another veteran hears my story. It doesn't even have to be music. It could be anything. It could be something that they find.
Absolutely.
And so hopefully it just kind of instills an idea of anything. But yeah, even personally, I still certainly have things going on, and it's great to be able to turn to music. And that's why it's cool to have a place like this, because then I come and I try it out. I try it out in front of friends first, and then work into the audience, work into fans' lives, and so it's got to be a process. And over 5 years, that process has saved my life.
Yes, absolutely. And I know in reading an article recently about you, I mean, you have your sights set on an Oscar for music writing, which is awesome. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it would be something. No, thank you for that support. And I've always dreamt of that more than even having a hit song. Like you said, I've never aspired to be a pop musician.
Yeah.
And I've always saw more point of interest in films and things like that because
storyteller.
Yeah. And so it didn't surprise me that when this company picked up on my music that was going to be their focus, using it in TV shows and films and stuff, because that's where it belonged.
Absolutely.
And so it would be great to be able to live up to what some of my influences and heroes have done. Springsteen, Dylan, all have contributed music and won Academy Awards, and certainly now the door of possibility is open.
Yeah, absolutely.
And man, that'd be something else.
Well, now Matthew, let's get this out right now.
Let's get it out.
Do not forget the little people back here in Minnesota.
Well, they'll never be little, no matter what happens. It'll never be a little anything around here. It's always going to be home, and
you've had a lot of great support.
Yeah, absolutely, and it'll always be the core of who I am. And to be able to play as often as I have over the years, and to get to know the fans that I've gotten to know. That'll never change.
Well, it's been a pleasure to get to know you over these last years.
Much.
We talked briefly before we started recording. I've seen you grow in just 3 short years. I've seen you blossom. So
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You
Thank you very much.
Keep on keeping on. We're going to also be hearing some of your great music tonight. So
all right, excellent. Yeah.
Right.
So when you feel like you're fading away, when you feel like you're fading away, just remove your disguise and look in his eyes, 'cause the dead cannot recognize pain. No, the dead cannot recognize pain. No, the dead cannot recognize pain.